Shanti. Good morning, diamond morning, and a happy Sapurva Day to everyone. Today, Baba is emphasizing on the subject of remembrance, all the benefits of remembrance, and even the consequences if we don't remember him. So let's listen to Baba's sweet versions of the 4th of January 2024. In the essence, Baba says, sweet children, in the essence, Baba says, sweet children, the main thing is the pilgrimage of remembrance. Only by having remembrance will your lifespans increase and your sins will be absolved. The stage and behavior and way of speaking of someone who stays in remembrance would be first class. Question: why should you children have even greater happiness than the deities? Answer: because you have now won a very big lottery. God is teaching you. In the golden age, deities will teach deities. Here, human beings teach human beings. Whereas the Supreme Soul himself is teaching you souls. You now become spinners of the discus of self-realization. You have all the knowledge in you. Deities don't have this knowledge. And the Song of Baba's Murli. Awaken, O brides, awaken. The new age is about to dawn. Om Shanti. Deities exist in the new age. They too are human beings, but their qualities are divine. They are Vishnus, double non-violent. Human beings now are doubly violent. They fight and battle a lot, and also use the sword of lust. This is called the land of death, in which vicious people live. That is called the world of deities, where deities reside. They were doubly non-violent. There used to be their kingdom. If the duration of each cycle were hundreds of thousands of years, you would not be able to think about it. Nowadays, they continue to reduce the duration of the cycle. Some say that it is 7,000 years. Some say that it is 10,000 years. You children also know that the Father is God, the highest on high, and that we, his children, reside in the land of peace. We are the guides who show the path. There is no mention of this pilgrimage in the Gita, although the word Manmanabhav is mentioned. However, what is the meaning of that? Consider yourself to be a soul and remember the Father. This doesn't enter anyone's intellect. Only when the Father comes and explains to them will it enter their intellect. At this time, you are becoming deities from human beings. There are human beings here, whereas deities are in the golden age. You are now truly changing from human beings into deities. This is your godly mission. Human beings do not understand about the incorporeal supreme soul. How could the incorporeal have hands and feet? Krishna has hands and feet. He has everything. On the path of devotion, they have written so many scriptures. You children now have many pictures, etc. When you look at a picture, you remember what you have to explain with that picture. Many more pictures will also be made. At the very top of a picture, you have to show souls. There would only be souls and nothing else visible. Then the subtle region, and below that, they also show the world of human beings. Swami is explaining here the three words: souls in the incorporeal world, and below that is the subtle region, and also show this world of human beings. You will then also show how, at the end, they ascend. Day by day, new inventions will continue to be made. You now have to do so much service according to the pictures you have. Then such pictures will be made through which people will quickly understand. The tree will continue to grow very quickly. Whatever status each one played in the previous cycle, whatever result was announced then, that will emerge now. It isn't that those who come here towards the end cannot become the beads of the rosary. They too can become that. Those who do intense devotion remain engaged in their devotion day and night, for only then do they have visions. Such ones will also emerge here. They will make effort day and night and become pure from impure. Everyone has a chance. Everyone has a chance. It isn't that those at the end would be deprived. Very interesting line here. The drama is created in such a way that no one can be deprived. The message has to be given to given everywhere. It is mentioned in the scriptures that one person was left out and he then complained. These pictures will also be printed in the newspapers, etc. You will continue to receive invitations to everyone will come to know that the Father has come. When they have full faith, they will run here. Your name will continue to be glorified. The golden age is called the new age. There is a newspaper called the New Age. They speak of New Delhi, but there cannot be this old fort or all the rubbish, etc. in New Delhi. Everything has now become crooked. In the golden age, even all the elements remain in order. Here, even the 5 elements are tamopradhan. There, everything is satopradhan, and so much happiness is received from each one of the elements. There is no mention of sorrow. That is called heaven. You now understand all of these things, and that we have truly now become tamopradhan. We will make effort to become satopradhan, and are now climbing to our destination. All the rest are in darkness. We are in the light. We are going up above, and all the rest are falling down. You children have to churn this knowledge. Shiv Baba is the one who is teaching you. He would not churn this. It is Brahma who has to churn this. You churn everything and then explain it to others. Some don't churn at all. They just remember the old world. Baba says, forget the old world completely. However, Baba knows that the kingdom is being established number-wise, according to the efforts you make. The Father says, I come and establish the kingdom, and then take everyone back home. Those people simply come to establish their own religions. Those people are the prophets. Those of their religions follow them down. How can you praise them? All the praise is yours. It is only those of the deity religion who are called the hero and heroines. It is your lives that are remembered as, our lives are remembered as, a life like a diamond and a life like a shell. From being at the very top, you fall and reach the very bottom. So at this time, you children should have even greater happiness than the deities, because you have won a lottery. God is now teaching you. Their deities will teach deities. Here, human beings teach human beings. Whereas the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is teaching you souls. There is a difference, is there not? You Brahmins have understood about the kingdom of Rama and the kingdom of Ravan. The more you follow Srimad, the higher the status you will claim. Whatever people do on the path of devotion, it is all wrong. At a young age, the intellect is baby-like, in brackets, immature, and then it becomes mature. Engagements take place after the age of 16 or 17 years. Nowadays, the world is very dirty. They even marry off little children who are still in the lap. Then their exchange of give and take also begins. Their marriages are so royal. You have had visions of it all. As you continue to make further progress, you will have visions of everything. The lifespan of very good first-class yogi children will continue to increase. The Father says, increase your lifespans. How can we increase our lifespan? With yoga. You children understand that you lack yoga. You beat your heads to stay in remembrance, but you are unable to have remembrance. You repeatedly forget. In fact, the charts of those who stay here should be very good. Those outside are involved in mundane business. You have to become such a pradhan here by remembering the Father. Remember me for at least 8 hours whilst preparing food and doing all your work, because only then will you reach your karmatic stage at the end. Some say that they stay in remembrance for 6 to 8 hours. But what if some say that they stay in remembrance for 6 to 8 hours? But Baba would not believe that. Many are so embarrassed that they don't write their charts. They are unable to stay in remembrance for even half an hour. To listen to the Murli is not having remembrance. That is, when you listen to the Murli, what happens? It's not having remembrance. That is earning an income. When having remembrance, you stop listening. Some children write that they heard the Murli whilst having remembrance. However, that is not remembrance. Baba himself says, I repeatedly forget Baba. Brahma Baba is giving his experience. I repeatedly forget Baba. I sit to have my meals whilst having remembrance. Baba, you are a Bhagota. How can I say, Baba, you are eating and I am also eating? At certain times, you would say that Baba is with you. The main thing is the pilgrimage of remembrance. The subject of Murlis is completely separate. You become pure by having remembrance. And what's the next benefit? As you said earlier, your lifespan also increases. However, it isn't that when you're listening to the Murli, Baba was with you in that. Your sins aren't absolved whilst you're listening to a Murli. That requires effort. Baba knows that some children are unable to have any remembrance at all. Some children are unable to have any remembrance at all. The stage, behavior, and the way of speaking of the children who stay in remembrance would be completely different. Only by having remembrance will you become Satopradhan. However, Maya is such that she makes you a complete simpleton, like foolish. This illness strikes many. The attachment that wasn't there emerges suddenly and they become trapped. This is something that requires a lot of effort. Listening to a Murli is a different subject. That is a matter of earning an income. Your lifespan do not increase by doing that. You wouldn't become pure and your sins wouldn't be absolved. Many listen to the Murlis and also continue to fall into vice. They don't speak the truth. The Father says, if you are unable to remain pure, why do you come again? They say, Baba, I am Ajamil, a great sinner. Only when I come here will I become pure. By coming here, there can be some transformation. Otherwise, where else would I go? This is the only separated. Deities exist in the golden age. Here, all are Hindus. In fact, there is no Hindu religion. Hindustan is the name of a country. So the Hindu religion took the name of the place of Hindustan. There's no founder of the Hindu religion. You children have to become the spinners of the discus of self-realization whilst walking and moving around. Students have to remember their studies. You have the whole cycle in your intellect. There is a little difference between the deities and you. After you become strong spinners of the discus of self-realization, you will then become part of the clan of Vishnu. You understand that you are becoming that. The stage of the deities is the final stage. You will reach the final stage. When? When will we reach the final stage? When you reach your Paramatit stage, your perfect stage. Shiv Baba is making you into the spinners of the discus of self-realization. He has this knowledge in him. He is the one who is making you into those who are the ones who are becoming those. It says, He is the one who is making you into those who are the ones who are becoming those. Becoming those meaning becoming deities. You become Brahmins and then become deities. How can those ornaments be given to you at this time? You are now effort makers. You then become part of the clan of Vishnu. The golden age is the Vishnu clan. So you have to become like them. You have to become very sweet. Instead of using bad words, it is better. Instead of using bad words, it is better not to speak at all. There is an example of a couple who were quarreling, and a sannyasi told one of them to put a bead in his mouth and never take it out because a response couldn't then be given. To conquer the five vices is not like going to your auntie's home. Some share their experience of how they had a lot of anger in them and how they now have very little anger. You have to become how Baba wants us to become. Very sweet. Yesterday, you used to sing the praise of those deities. Today, you understand that you are becoming those deities. You do become those only number ones. Baba would definitely mention the names of those who do service. You should show the path to others. Previously, you two didn't do anything. Now, we have received so much knowledge. Those who don't imbibe virtues very well are reporting, Baba, this one has a lot of anger. Baba knows them. If you are unable to do spiritual service, there is also physical service to do. If you stay in remembrance of Baba and do service, what will be the benefit? If you stay in remembrance of Baba and do service, that is also great fortune. Continue to remind one another. You will receive a lot of power by having remembrance. Those who stay in remembrance also have to keep their chants. You can understand everything from their chants. Baba continues to caution everyone. Many people ask for peace in the world. Baba says, there definitely was peace in the world at some point. In the golden age, there is nothing that would cause peacelessness. Here, there is the sweet father and the sweet children who are making the whole world sweet. It is not sweet now. There is nothing but death everywhere. This plague has taken place many times and will continue to take place. There is no end to it. The cycle continues to turn, action, okay, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning. From the mother, the father, Bhaktan. The spiritual father says, Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say, Namaste to the spiritual Father. Essence for dharana, first one. In order to have your sins absolved and increase your lifespan, you definitely have to stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance. Only by having remembrance will you become pure. Therefore, definitely show at least 8 hours remembrance in your chart. Second point, become as sweet as the deities. Instead of using bad or wrong words, it is better not to speak at all. Whilst doing spiritual or physical service, it is your great fortune to stay in remembrance of the Father. Baba's blessing for today. May you experience the karmatic stage whilst engaged in doing service and thereby become an image of the person. There is very little time left and a lot of service to be done. It is only in you doing service that there is a margin for Maya to come. It is only in doing service that there is an expansion of your nature and relationships. If there is selfishness merged in your service, or there is still a little less balance, Maya adopts many new forms and comes. Therefore, practice having a balance of doing service and your study. Be a master and take service from your workers, the physical organs. But let there be only one Baba and none other in your mind. When this awareness has emerged in you, you will then be said to be experienced in the karmatic state and an embodiment of capacity. Now the slogan for today: make negative reasons into positive solutions. Om Shanti. And for this month of January, the point for today with Avyat silence, experience the double light angelic stage. And for today, in order to experience the angelic stage, become free from any type of wasteful or negative thoughts, words, and actions. Anything wasteful does not allow you to experience deep silence for all time. Now, become free from any burden or waste and become double light angels. Om Shanti. Do have a powerful day. Happy Sadguru Day to all in the angelic state.